Well, I was born and reared in the South, and the cornerstone of every family was our faith, our God, serving God, because He blessed us with our health. He blessed us with a sound body and a right mind. He blessed us each and every day with our crops. People would pray to have good crops, would pray for rain. God was the center of our life, and that's one of the problems I have with the Democratic Party. They're getting away where now you have Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and others. They're literally destroying objects that are symbols of God, and so that is one of my issues. And so, like in the schools, a lot of parents believe by taking God out of the schools that we're seeing things happen in school, in the school environment now, where there's no faith base, there's no understanding, appreciation of what God does in our lives each and every day. We rely on Him. We wake up with Him, saying our prayers, and go to bed saying our prayers for Him. And so those are the traditional values that I was reared with, and it gave you guided principles on how to guide your life each and every day, how to live your life, love your neighbor, love your enemy. I mean, isn't that something? Right now, look at what the left is doing to the right. If they don't like the fact that I support Donald Trump and I wear a hat, they want to assault me. I'm not their enemy. I'm a child of God. So how can even the ones on the left who call themselves Christians, how can they stand for this? How can they stand for this violence? Why don't they? Joe Biden, why is he calling off this violence? Why isn't he calling Antifa out by names and Black Lives Matter, and they're burning businesses and destroying people? So yeah, faith, God is the cornerstone, and Trump has made that popular again, that we can say it without feeling some reprisal. Now, I do recognize that everybody has a right and freedom of religion in this country. That's what makes this country so great. That's why I'm so afraid of the left. They want to take this away. But at the same time, I'd love to call on, I'm sure President Trump would too, to love to call on, and maybe if it even had ecumenical services, so everybody can come in there. But that's America. That's what I'm afraid of, though. The left now, they want to destroy symbols and statues of things that remind people of their faith. And when President Trump stood in front of that church holding the Bible, he got criticized more for holding the Bible than the people did who burned the church. Isn't that something? They want to criticize this man and not uphold their faith. Here's a house of God, and it's burning behind Trump's back, and he has a Bible, and they're criticizing him and not those who burn the church. Yeah. If they burn that church, they'll burn a Baptist church, they'll burn a synagogue, they'll burn a mass.
About that, sorry, let me interrupt you. Does this remind you at all, whenever we were doing the coverage about the statues being toppled, one thing that popped in my mind personally was the Cultural Revolution in China. Do you remember that's one of the ways that they wiped out the whole, because China has a very traditional based origin, so there's a lot of that in their culture, in the root of their culture. So when the Communist Party came in and took over, that's one of their key acts that they did.
Let me say this: we're not only being invaded by the China virus, we're being invaded by the China culture, and that's what's scary. And Donald Trump is one of the last men standing as a national leader say, no, we are not China, we are not Venezuela, we are not Russia, we're the United States of America, and we're going to make sure that we preserve and protect our way of life. And that's what I'm fearful of, what has happened, and the left is allowing it to happen. And you know what? It's going to come back and get them. It's going to have a boomerang effect.
What do you think is going to happen? What do you mean by that? What do you think?
When Joe Biden did not call out by name Antifa and Black Lives Matter, he didn't call them out because that was helping him in his way to win the campaign. It was calling chaos over blame Donald Trump. Already Black Lives Matter has demanded a meeting with Joe Biden. He's not even president. If he becomes president, and they do it, he does become president, you're going to see the same forces. If he doesn't agree with them, wash him.
Like they did with the governor in Portland, right?
You're going to see them,
Oregon.
And the governor, they're going to come to the steps of the White House. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think that Trump, I was personally debating whether I think Trump's going to talk more about the election fraud aspect of what's going on here in Georgia, or focus more on the campaign? What do you think he's going to do?
I think it's a couple things. I think he needs to talk about fair, free, and transparent elections. But he also needs to talk about the importance of electing these two senators back to the United States Senate.
Okay, so we're talking about China. There's been a lot of talk about that China has a lot to do with the election fraud. We know that there was this video, not sure if you saw it, of a couple of businessmen in China that were counting these U.S. ballots, and they were talking about how much they're going to sell them for. Do you think that they had a part to play in this fraud?
Let me tell you, the liberal media was so much against Donald Trump they turned a deaf ear and eye on China and what they were doing to our elections. And because of that, they feel like they wanted a Joe Biden. They didn't want Donald Trump because Donald Trump was going to stop. He's been stopped. He's been going straight at him. That's the worst thing that could have happened. They should have highlighted that China is not America's friend. But they matter of fact, they were more pro-China than they were pro-Donald Trump, the leader of the free world.
I wonder why. I just wonder why, because it's not good for anybody. Like
they support ideas. They're the extension of the Democratic Party. Whether it's Anderson Cooper, whether it's The View, whether it's you can just name one after another. ABC, NBC, MSNBC, Rachel Maddow. They're all there. Why they hate the president so much, they're willing to side with China. Now, breaking news, CNN. China was responsible for the virus. Well, that's not breaking news. We've been saying it all along.